Hey everybody, it's Scare Rookie here. It's August 7th, 2014, and we are just a few months away from one of our favorite times of the year, and that is Halloween. And if you're like me, you had a lot of good ideas over the wintertime and had mapped out several props you wanted to work on, and you had entire summer to get going on them. And just like me, some of you have done absolutely nothing. That's right, I have not been able to accomplish one prop this year, but I hope to rectify that. But I've got a lot to do, and so let's get started. By the way, I want to introduce you to Eddie. Eddie, everyone, Eddie. Eddie is a garbage bag zombie that I made last year for my cemetery prop. Everything that you see is melted garbage bags and paint. And as you can see, it's kind of cool. It's got natural corpsing capabilities. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Eddie, but I just wanted you to see that was one of our props from last year. There are 4 more. You can check out my YouTube channel, Scare Rookie, and there you will find video of my cemetery. It's only my second year. I've got quite a bit to build out. It'll probably take me a good 4 or 5 years to get it where I want it, but it will give you some idea of what I'm going for. And there's also a tutorial on how I made these zombies, so it's kind of neat. It's a little time consuming. It's not hard work. It's just time consuming. It takes time to build them, but in my opinion, I think it's well worth it. It's a really cool looking prop. So on to the prop that I want to make for this year. First one for 2014. And I was going through my basement and I was going to clean it up. And as I was going through, I was finding all kinds of things. And I thought to myself, I wonder if any of this stuff could be used in some form of a Halloween prop or to help with a Halloween prop. So anything that was possible, I set it aside. Well, after recently going through it, I came up with a couple of things and come up with an idea for a prop, and I will share that with you right now. So let's start with the component. The component itself is an old ice cream maker. You can see that. I got this at a yard sale for a couple bucks. You can probably find them at your thrift stores and things of that nature all over the place. I looked up online to see if there were other props that were made using a ice cream maker. Mostly what I could find is people using them to attach a witch's broom to on a larger circle so it goes around a little slower. And she would be using that and turning her brew, churning and stirring her brew. The other one was a pulley system that would pull ghosts around a yard and stuff like that. So some good ideas, but none that for what I was looking for. I wanted to take like some old styrofoam like this. I got tons of it in my garage from my tombstones and stuff like that. And I wanted to make a half coffin where some of the coffin was exposed, the concrete part of it, due to erosion, and then some of it was still underground. And I want the lid to be going up and down like this, like someone's trying to open and close it. Almost like a monster in the box, but a lot of monster in box props, the doors just like they're slamming, banging on it, shaking really hard, and I really didn't want that effect. I wanted a zombie who tends to move slow, be weak, and that kind of stuff, where they're literally just trying to hit the door once every 3 to 4 seconds, trying to pop it open, and also using that little bit of space and time of no activity to scare them as it pops it one more time. What I found with the ice cream maker motor, its RPMs are slow enough that it's not just, like I said, rattling the door, but it's also fast enough that you're getting a knock about every 3.5, maybe 4 seconds. So it's a good, slow, repeated knock, but there's not too much space between it. It's fast enough, so it gives you a couple of good scares. Online, the one thing I will note is if you can find one with a fan on it, like this one, these are the preferred ones. They keep your motor cooler, and provides a longer life cycle for the product. So if you can find them with the fan, great. If not, it's only going to cost you a couple bucks at a thrift store or whatever anyway. So you get a couple of years out of it and it dies. No harm, no foul. Just find another one. I'm sure you can dig one up somewhere. So materials. One of the other things I found in the basement was some Lincoln logs. Just plain old basic Lincoln logs. If you don't have Lincoln logs, you could probably find them at a yard sale or something, or you could use a wood dial in that diameter. But I have Lincoln logs. One thing I will note is the notches here in the Lincoln logs, those come in real handy, especially for what we're going to be doing here. So even if you don't have Lincoln logs, cutting that notch, you just need one. in there would work on the main shaft, and then a notch on the drive shaft, as you will see here here in a second. Tools, a glue gun. Got this one at a yard sale for like $1. Some glue sticks, some tape, black tape, a heat gun. Probably not necessary. It's used to kind of fuse the handle onto the shaft, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But you could probably use duct tape, hot glue, or a combination of the two, and it would probably be more than strong enough. As you'll see, that there's not going to be a lot of stress on this prop. It's very lightweight, you know, you won't have to worry about duct tape or hot glue. But I just happened to have this when I was making Eddie. Hey, Eddie. And so I'm just going to use it for this prop. So let's get started. First, you get your heat gun or your hot glue gun nice and heated up. You take your Lincoln logs. I painted them black. I just left this one unpainted so you could see that it was a Lincoln log, but I painted them both black. And you want to put them together just like that. And then once that's together, you want to take your hot glue gun and you want to glue this generously. And when I mean generously, I mean underneath here, underneath, you know, on here, all over. You want to basically encase the entire junction here in hot glue, all of it. You want a cast of hot glue. So just go crazy with it. Put on some cool music and just go nuts. And then let that dry really well before you put any stress on it. Once you're done with that, the next thing you want to do, one of the other materials that you'll need is a small painter roller. And you can see it's just one of the small ones. It's got, you know, a nice wide tip here for the wheel, and it's very light but durable. So that's the other thing. What you'll do is you'll take this painter's roller and you're going to slide it down this side of the shaft. So here's your junction, this is your crankshaft, this is your main shaft. You'll slide it down here and you put it down as far as you can. Once I had it there, the next thing I did is I took my heat gun and I melted the plastic onto the Lincoln log and basically, for the lack of a better, just like shrink wrapped it around the shaft. And if you'll take a look here, this is it shrink wrap. The Lincoln log, here's the bottom. The Lincoln log's about that far in there. So it's very far in there and it's melted all around, and that's very sturdy. I'd have to break this off to get it off. So I could even use hot glue on this to reinforce it, but again, there's not a lot of weight or stress on this, so this should be absolutely fine. Once you've got the handle on there and it's right where you want it, the little trick here is once you get this heated up and it's right where you want it, just take a spray bottle with cold water and spray on it. It'll cool it instantly and it'll hold its shape. And that's basically how we got a lot of the detail in Eddie's skin there. We get, you know, I shape it, melt it, wrinkle it every way I want, and then just when I get it to the way the look I want, I spray water on it, it cools it, and then it's nice and hard. So you do the same thing here. Once the handle is on and you're ready to go, you want to take the entire mechanism and you will take the drive shaft, which is the black unit here, and you will slide it into the drive, which is located here on the machine itself. This little drive shaft will go right in there, deep down in there. That's the actual drive shaft there, glued together. And you can see the cast of glue on there. That's a nice thick casting of glue, and I will add more. I wanted to put enough on there so it was strong for testing, but I wanted it, you know, where I could at least get it off if I had to. But now that I know it works and it works pretty well, I'm just going to add more glue and encase it. So once that's done, you're going to want to take and put this in there into the drive. Now, one thing you'll notice is the diameter, if you're using Lincoln logs, the diameter will be smaller than the actual drive itself. Most of these drives are probably universal. They share appliances and gears and things of that nature. So, you know, it should be pretty universal. Lincoln log will go in there really nice and you know, deep, which is what you want for leverage, but it'll be too loose. And you could use hot glue in there, but it probably would break under stress, you know, just because of cold weather and how hot glue is. So what I did is I just took some black tape and I took the drive shaft and I put black tape around the outer edge right there. Okay, and I just put it in there just, you know, 3-4 times or whatever, got it thicker, and then I would go and slide it back into the gear, and you want it to where it's very secure with as very little movement, but at the same time that you can actually get the drive shaft, the entire length of this section here all the way into the gear. If you can do that, then you'll be in there nice and secure, but it'll be nice and tight. The other thing is a lot of these drives will have these small little teeth. It's like almost like a gear inside, lots of little teeth, and they'll actually cut trenches into the tape all the way around, holding it in place with the glue. So it's very, very secure. And then once that's glued in there, you let it sit and harden, and then this is what you end up with. So the idea is that this lever will go around in circles, and this top wheel here will be slightly higher than the top of the coffin, so that as it comes around, it'll hit the bottom of the lid and pick it up, roll past, and drop it. And so you'll get the up and down action. And this device rotates about every 3.5, maybe 4 seconds. So it's quick enough to get a couple of scares, but it's not too fast. And it works really well. Now, I would show you how it works. Basically, it just goes around in a circle, but it's just too hard to hold right now with the long levered stuff and the cord. I don't have everything together yet because I just wanted to see if it would conceptually work, and it did. So once I get everything cleaned up, whatever, I'll get the mounting brackets on it, get it in place so you can actually see it, and then you'll see the action, and you'll see how it works. So anyway, I hope that gives you some idea. The whole point of this is that I think I'm going to have a pretty cool looking prop, just a small addition that I can put right next to the sidewalk for the little kids, and I'll use a motion sensor, cheap outdoor security system. When they break the laser beam, it'll give it power, and it'll set this off. This will go off a couple of times for about 10-15 seconds or something like that, and then it'll quit. So anyway, I think it'll work out really well. It's probably not going to cost me hardly anything to get this prop done. I'll provide updates out there to everyone so you can see. And please feel free to share your comments, your suggestions, your ideas, anything that you have out there. I would love to get your feedback or even your suggestions. And to all the other fellow Hondas out there that are checking my site out, trying to put things together, I just want to take a moment to thank you for checking out my site, number one. And number two, thank you for having interest in Halloween. If you think about it, Halloween is the only time of the year where it is an opportunity for complete strangers to be invited to your home with their children, and you interact with them. And you add a sense of adventure, a sense of thrill, and more importantly, some great childhood memories of some special moments in your life. And that's something special to be a part of. So some people may see Halloween as a evil or dark period or dark celebration. I look at it as an opportunity to build a community and get to know your neighbors and just have a little fun with some people. I always believe that if you scare a man, you touch his soul. And so let's get out there, let's do some soul touching, and let's scare the crap out of some people. But more importantly, let's have fun and let's love being creative. So don't be afraid to fail. Take a project, go for it. Fail and fail often. It only means you're trying. That's all failure is. It's just a byproduct of someone putting effort into something. So there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, that's me, Scare Rookie. I'll be signing off, and I will post additional videos out there as soon as I have them ready. Until then, talk to you later. Bye.